Hello, everybody. This is just something new I thought I'd start doing. Not really a theme to it, just more so my thoughts and opinions on the game or games, whatever I'm playing at the moment. Hell, even TV series, movies, whatever. Um, if you've clicked on it, thanks for watching. I just thought I'd start out by talking a little bit about Returnal. As you can see, um, let me know on the little setup I've got here going. If I should keep the score there. I don't know. And I got the little video there of me playing it, just to prove I can have a decent opinion on it. But yeah, no, I'd been playing Returnal for a little bit, and the purpose of this video is to inform and let people know why I personally have shelved it. It is there somewhere. But yeah, no, Returnal. Returnal's a unique game. I'm a big fan of, and if you aren't sure what it is, look it up. The term is called roguelike. Essentially, like the Tom Cruise film Edge of Tomorrow. Die, come back, die, come back. Live, die, repeat. Like the little plot outline of Edge of Tomorrow. But yeah, no, I enjoy it for what it was. It is a lot of fun, and I do plan to return to it. But unfortunately, as it stands, and not that I personally have ran into it, although something did happen to me once, there are a lot of issues with Returnal at the moment. Look, technically it's a fantastic game. It is amazing. Pat on the back to Housemarque, the developers behind Returnal, who also made, if you've never seen it, Resogun, another fantastic game that I really like. If you haven't checked it out, go for it. I think Resogun was one of the launch titles for the PS4 back in the day. It was a lot of fun, and it still is to this day. If you haven't played it, please go check it out. But yeah, Resogun is a new step into a different type of game for them. To go from something like Resogun, if you've never seen it, check it out. But to see them go from Resogun to now Returnal, it's a big leap in terms of past game design. It's kind of like with Naughty Dog going from Crash Bandicoot to now Uncharted and then The Last of Us. You look at their history and you look at where they are currently and you're like, wow, big leap in terms of what they were going for to begin with. And Returnal is definitely a standout title for them. It is. It's fantastic. It's a game that's not for everybody. Definitely. It is tough. It is very tough. And each of its runs can be different than the last. I noticed with myself, I'll be doing all right on one go, right up to the point where I'll get up to the first. Well, this is for my first go, okay? I actually died twice before fighting the first boss. The first time I walked into this room. I don't know if you've played the game and you've seen it, but there's a room where you walk into, and there's a pool. It looks like a pool. It's square and it's outlined. Looks like a pool. I'm like, oh, okay. I'm like, what's this? So I jumped into it, thinking maybe it's a portal or something. I don't know. I've never seen this before. I didn't watch any videos and saw somebody come up across this room, and I died. I fell into the water, and my character just kept like, ah, and then done the whole thing back to the shuttle, and the the space shuttle crashes. And then I started all over the video. I'm like, oh, okay. I was not meant to go in that. Now I know that. And the second time, I ended up dying to the boss. That was the first time I died to him. I got through the boss in the second time. Honestly, didn't find him to be that hard. I haven't ran into the second boss in the second biome. In the planet, it's on the same planet, but apparently where I was, and you can see in the video just next to me, that's where the boss is on that part. Apparently I'm on the opposite side of the planet. You teleport. You go through something like a Stargate, but you're on the same planet. You essentially teleport to the other side of the planet. And this is where this second section is. And as you can see, I have a lot of trouble here, because these mini, I wouldn't say mini bosses, these other enemies you come up against, there's the word. The other enemies you come against, they're different. It's all changed up. If you ever played Resogun, by the way, you'll see the whole fight pattern of the enemies shooting all these beams at you in a straight line and everything. It's very Resogun. But No, like, I went on this planet, and I never got up to the boss. I came up against somebody who was pretty powerful, but I don't believe he was the boss. And I got my ass kicked. In this playthrough you're seeing, I actually died upon finding another boss, which was kind of like a heavy, in a way. He just completely obliterated me. But then the second time I got back to this planet, which isn't in this video, I defeated it. It's a lot of trial and error in this game. I'm enjoying it for what it is. But here's the issue. The reason why I shelved it, and this is the main point of the video, is because this game is known across the board right now to be having a few issues with crashing. People will be going on long runs like this, and if you've heard the controversy and how people are going at this game, they're like, oh, there's no save features, there's nothing like that, you know? You can't save it. The best you can do is put your PS5 in rest mode, and even then, the PS5 has been known to have issues with going in rest mode lately, and if you do put your game in rest mode and Returnal ends up needing to update, it will close the game, update it, and you've lost your save and you're all the way back at the beginning again. Now, I'm a big fan of Hades. Okay? Yes, that's going. I'm a big fan of Hades. Dying, repeating, doesn't bother me. With Hades, you get stronger. With this one, more so, it's not necessarily you get stronger with every death. You figure out how to fight the bosses better. You know? And that too can be said for Hades, but in Hades you get stronger after every death. You can upgrade, get new weapons, da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. In this one, your weapons you find out in the world in chests or whatever. And in Hades, yeah, you get the weapons, you can unlock them, and as you play through each of the levels, you get upgrades, where in this you get little parasites to attach you that give you buffs or debuffs. Usually it's a buff and debuff kind of hand-in-hand sort of thing. But with Hades, right, you die, you get stronger, you get all these little gems, you go back and you have this little hub world, so to say, where Hades, your character's father, is sitting, and you can spend them on upgrades to yourself, whether it be health or that. You get things that'll make your runs easier. And this, not at all. At least not from what I've seen, and not from what I've heard. You die, that's it. You go back, you start again, you got all your weapons, you got all your parasites, all that jazz. It's tough. But I expected that, and I like that. I like a challenge. I like Demon Souls. I like Dark Souls. I like all of those. Bloodborne. I suck at them, but I like the challenge. Why do I like the challenge? Because I'm somebody who grew up with the NES, the Super Nintendo. I grew up with games that kicked your ass, you know, the Sega Saturns and all that, the Dreamcast, the Commodores. I grew up with that. I'm used to those tough games. The notion of a save never really existed. Like, if you turned your console off, that was it. You know? I still remember when saves came out, it was like, oh, so much easier. This makes life so grander. And unfortunately, that life has made it difficult for us. We've lost our skills. And that's why I love these games, because they make me want to get better. They test you. And yes, they do frustrate you, and there are times where you have to put the game down and come back to it, because if you let it frustrate you enough, you will want to get rid of it. And I don't want to do that. I do want to return to Returnal. But again, the reason why I shelved it is for that reason. There are people having issues with it crashing. There is some people that can't even get the game to run. They've hard reset the PS5. They've done everything to get it going, and it just will not go. People are apparently having to return their PS5s. And this is the dying section you see here. I had died. And this is me going back on the very first biome, the very first section. Yeah, it's tough. But yes, there are people that can't get the game to run. And I don't want that. If I get... Just say I'm here and I'm getting to the boss in the second biome, the second section, right? That red planet you saw. If I get to that person and I die, I'm going to... Well, not that I die, sorry. The game crashes. And the game crashes, I'm going to be so furious. I'm going to be so mad. That will ruin it for me. And I don't want this game ruined for me. I'm waiting for patches. I'm waiting to hear that these problems are almost non-existent. Not to shit on the PS5, but my god, the amount of games I've played and the game has just stopped, dropped me back to the main menu, and said that an error has occurred. That has happened more often than not. Like, it is insane. I've had the Xbox do it. Very rarely. On the other hand, with the PS5, even the PS4, it happened a lot, and it is annoying. God help me, is it annoying. To be playing a game and then out of nowhere, crash. Which I'm sure if you're a PC player is a normal thing. Consoles, however, not exactly. But on the PS5, it's becoming a common problem for me. And if this game is prone to having these crashes, I don't want to experience that. It has, however, happened to me once in Returnal. Thankfully, I was very early on in the game. So I was like, oh, what was that? Fair enough. Jump back in. It didn't bother me. And thankfully, I'd only been playing the game for like maybe 15, 20 minutes. So no big loss. Yeah, annoying, but no big loss. And funny enough, I came back in and I start the game up. I'm like, oh, okay, let's do this. And then I see, and everything in this world is procedurally generated. The worlds, every time you die, come back, it's all different. Yes, a lot of chunks of the world are the same. Like, you're going in one room, you're like, oh, I know where I am. It's essentially all moving around. How could I say? Kind of like the stairs in Harry Potter, for example. The stairs are always moving, going everywhere. Yeah, that's the best thing I can think of at this moment in comparison. But yeah, you'll go in certain sections and be like, oh, okay, yep, I know where I am. I know my way around here, so I can dodge enemies, hide from them. I know exactly where to go. A lot of the areas are the same. You just go into these rooms at different points. They're shuffled. That's the word, shuffled. But yeah, no. Look, Returnal for me is a solid 7. Solid 7 out of 10, if I have to score it. Don't entirely like scoring games. Because once you put a score like that on it, like, it's a 7? It's supposed to be an 8, or an 8.6, or 86. But as you can see, the user score is pretty much agreeing with me. 7.3. Yeah, it's a 7. It would be an 8 if it didn't have these crashing issues. 100%. Do I think it needs a save function? No. I don't think roguelike should ever have a save function, but people are saying it needs a save function purely because of these crashing issues. That I agree with. Now, why do I... Maybe not a save function, like if I die, I can just load up and go back. No. Don't do that. That would ruin the entire game. That would ruin Hades. That would ruin the definition of a roguelike. What it needs is maybe kind of like a pause feature. Like, yeah, I can pause it and close the game, update it and all that, and come back and still continue. But I cannot access that save. I cannot do anything with it. Having said that, though, I do believe there are people out there that would be able to manipulate that. You know, there's a lot of clever bunnies out there, a lot of smart people that would be able to figure that out. And I don't want to deal with that. I don't want that. I don't want a save feature. Pause feature, yes, at least while these crashing issues are around. Because, God help me, if I'm 3 levels into this and the goddamn game crashes and I've got to go all the way back to the beginning, I am going to rage beyond belief. I got this game from, I think, JB Hi-Fi. God knows if I'd be able to take it to JB Hi-Fi and get my money back. It's not like EB Games, 14 days after release I can get my money back because I'm a level 4 member. No, I guess you could make a case, an argument that the game is broken. Maybe? I don't know. I've never tried that at JB Hi-Fi or any other store for that matter. But yeah, I really enjoy it. It's a beautiful game. One thing I will say about it, in terms of quality, besides the crashing features, it runs at 1080p 60 frames per second. I had no idea it was running at 1080p. God help me, I thought it was running at 4K. I look at it. Look at it. Look at the gameplay. It looks fantastic. The game looks great. It's beautiful. Look at the sunlight moving there. The sunlight, moonlight. It's a fantastic game. I think it's beautiful. There is one thing I'm a bit annoyed at with it, other than the crashing. You have to learn a whole new vocabulary with this goddamn game. The little green things you've seen me picking up, that's the health, or the... Oh, God, I forget what they call it. But it's pretty much... Your integrity. Your integrity. The green thing's got integrity. That's your health. Why? Why can't it call it stim or health? Why integrity? It annoys me. And not just that, everything has a goddamn new name. Everything, like all the parasites. I cannot for the life of me keep track of all this crap. Seriously, I'm not. Every time I see a parasite and I pick it up, I'm not sure if I've had it before because the name's different, the description's different. There is so much to it, and it is a goddamn headache. It really is. But look, alas, it is a fun game. I sound like I'm shitting on it, but no, it's a solid 7 for me. I'm really enjoying it. But yes, the reason I have shelved it, and to end the topic of discussion with this video, the reason why I have shelved this game is because of those issues, because of the crashing issues, because I don't want to get 3 levels deep. I don't want to get 3-4 hours deep. I'm not sure how long this game is. I haven't looked it up. I didn't want that spoiled for me, unless I come across a podcast and they talk about the length. I just don't want that spoiled for me. I really don't. I don't want to find out it's 6 hours long of that. I don't want to get 5 hours deep into this. Let's say that. I don't want to waste. I don't want to waste 2 hours. I don't want to waste an hour in this game and have it crash. That will fucking ruin it for me. That will bump the game from a 7 or a 5 for me. We'll say 5 because the game is really fun and it looks fantastic. But if those technical issues in a game that, essentially revolves around you going and going and going and going and going, and then if a crash happens, well, you're all the way back to the beginning, champ. Sorry, you lost all those hours of gameplay. I don't have that freedom anymore. Like, I can't put those hours in, lose them, and then just start again. Nah, I'll move on to something else. I've got enough up here and below there. My God, the amount of games I've got here. Look at those Switch games. Look at those Switch games. I've got a lot I need to play. But, yeah, like, I can't do that. That's not even the digital games I've got. Thank you, Games Pass. But, yeah, it's just... It's too much. It's too much to risk, and I'm not going to risk that. I don't have the time. I'm not going to bother. It's too much stress to put that much time into a game and to lose all that progress. Yeah. Aside that fact, I know with that, to hear that you can play 3 hours of it and lose all that progress, and then I make it a 7. Some people would think, oh, well, the game's broken, make it a 4. No. Because it's happened to me once, and I've played this for many, many hours. Okay, I still suck at the game, but it's happened once, and it's not happening to everybody. It's an isolated issue, so to say. But there are people out there that can't even get the game to run. They played it on their console, and it's just not even booting. Like, that's terrible. Oh well. Next up, Ratchet and Clank. We'll see how that goes. The next PS5 exclusive big title. I'm looking forward to Ratchet and Clank. A lot more light-hearted. Apparently that's 4K 30 frames. Don't know what's going on with PS5 at the moment and all these restrictions, but as I've seen some people say, are you surprised that the Xbox Series X is running better than the PS5? Again, not a fanboy, but yeah. Anyway, we'll leave it there. 7 out of 10 for me. It's a fantastic game. I recommend you play it. Maybe don't go out and buy it now because it's like $100 and I was dumb enough to go and pay that. I should have waited, but that's me with video games. I kind of rush out, don't I? Anyway, thanks for watching, guys. Thanks for supporting. I'm on Twitch. I am Crispy Biscuit. Was it? Twitch.tv/Crispy Biscuit. The name is there. That is the name. So twitch.tv/ and that. Twitch twitch.tv/ and that. Please support me, please follow me. I game when I can. I've got a little kid, my daughter. I'm a single father. I have to get her in her bed, make her brush her teeth, and all that, but I jump on when I can. I'm trying to stream even more, and I will hopefully be doing some just after this video. But anyway, thanks for watching, guys.